Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And we have yet another card from the Sacred Forest deck. So that stream of messages seems to be coming through strong recently. So I think this is the third day in a row, and we've had some other days prior that the card came from this particular deck. So good morning, Nancy. Welcome. You're the first one popping on today. Glad you are here. So, and our card for today is interesting in that it's it's talking about grace. Good morning, Jonille. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's talking about grace, and it's talking about addressing issues and when do you and when don't you, and doing so with decorum. I posted forwarded a post onto my business page. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. Glad you're here. From Heather Cox Richardson. And one of the things I appreciate about her writing is she's not inflammatory. We need some anti-inflammatories here. So if you get a chance to read that, I think that would be useful. And my hope is, what I was posting that for is, again, we need some balance here. We need some balance. We've got Chicken Littles running around all over the place screaming that the sky is falling. And good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. Good morning, good morning. Motrin for the soul. Interesting. Interesting. So we need voices of reason. We need voices that are... I'm thinking back to an old TV show. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. You know, what are the things we can actually take a picture of, and what explanations are we being given for those pictures? And it's amazing to me how the same image can get very different descriptions attached to it depending on which resource you're utilizing. So I think today's card can be helpful in that regard, and I think it's a call for me to question, how do I want to put forth the things that are important to me? So for example, in Sunday's paper there was an article titled Market Needs More Small Homes, and in here the author, who's from USA Today, Andrea Riquier, makes all the points that I keep making, and all the points that Strong Towns keeps making, and all the points that developers keep making. And I get to the point where I'm kind of like, come on, people, how are you not seeing the sow's ear of this? You cannot make a silk purse out of this particular sow's ear, and we have a whole lot of sow's ears going on. So I think this card is an attempt to not try to silk purse the sow's ears, but have decorum, have grace, have reason, have groundedness as we address stuff. It's certainly not la 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 la, and it's certainly not the sky is falling. Neither one of those approaches is helpful and useful to us. So to that end, let's start with some tapping and some breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Something I've been doing, let's do it right now, is on the exhale instead of just an exhale. Good morning, Ruth Ann. Haven't seen you in a while. Let's do a hum instead of just an exhale. So in through the nose, hum to exhale. And why the hum? One of the things that the hum does is creates vibration. And right now in our world, the more peaceful vibrations, the better. And a hum tends to be a peaceful vibration. So it also resets your body in terms of your nervous system. So do some humming. Do some humming. You can hum to music. You can just do 3 breaths with every exhale being a hum. Lots of opportunity here. So our card, Denise Lynn's Sacred Forest. For those of you who have the deck, it is card number 49. Wise Woman of the Grove, Grace. And can you see the indigenous woman standing by the tree there? Very spirit-like, right? Very, yeah. And if you look at in the middle, you'll see the glowing red. That gets talked about in the description. So, nice deep breath in. Ready to receive the wisdom. Exhale. Wise Woman of the Grove, Grace. The Wise Woman of the Grove steps forward and hands you an intricately carved wooden box. This is my gift to you. Guard it well. Good morning, Angie. Glad you're here. Welcome. With care, you open the box. Inside rests a perfect ruby. It sparkles in the light. This is a joy activator, she says. Hold it to your heart and all around you, in all directions. All beings will relax and find joy in the moment. Joy is the great gift that you can give another. It is a gift of grace. Thank you for the sparkles. When this card chooses you, you are at the advent of a remarkable time of ease, wisdom, healing, joy, and inspiration. And instantly my ego wanted to howl, no, what's up? Look at all that's going on. But, you know, the Chicken Little, sky's falling, yada, yada, yada. No. On the advent of a remarkable time of ease, wisdom, healing, joy, and inspiration. Perhaps some of the muck and mire that's getting stirred up is in the interest of being able to wash it away, release it, let it go, clean the slate, begin again. Your ability to hear the voices of spirit is rapidly expanding. Spirit guardians are watching over you with immense love and kindness. Feel into that. Breathe in. Immense love and kindness. People who've had near-death experiences talk often about that feeling of being enveloped in an all-consuming love. How wonderful is that? There's no reason we can't feel that as we're walking Mother Earth. We don't need to almost leave to feel that. It's there. It's around us. It steps out from behind the trees. Being in a state of grace means being blessed by divine forces. Grace can mean having enough inner nobility that even if you know your opinion is absolutely right, you don't push the point. You are willing to drop it, knowing that in the great scheme of things, it's not that important. And not that important because that person is still on their path. It's still on their path. And it may not be a path that you recognize or that you espouse, but they're on a path. And us honoring another's path can be so powerful, so powerful. Saying, I don't get where you're going. I don't get why you're choosing to go there. But so be it. So be it. I have a different path. Sometimes it's blessing people on their way. I have a different path. I will stay true to my path. And I'm not going to interfere with you being on your path. Breathe. This is especially difficult with partners and with our children. Especially difficult. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we have. Besides, the Creator knows the truth of the situation even if others don't. There are times to be abruptly, starkly honest, but this isn't one of them. Be diplomatic and gracious in your interactions with others. Speak with love and kindness. So again, it's not saying don't say anything, but it's saying when you put the information out there, put it out there in a way that's highly consumable. There's a difference between you're being an idiot here and can you help me understand where you're coming from on that? Feel the difference? again, if you're going, yeah, but I don't know what to say, go back to your book. Hopefully you bought it. If not, now's the time. Taking the War Out of Our Words, and look through for some nuggets of gold that you can hang on to bring forth when those conversations are happening. I don't see it the way you see it, but help me see what you're seeing. You know, however you're going to say it. Are you saying X or are you saying Y? With genuine curiosity, right? Let's see. Speak with love and kindness. The spirit of the wise woman of the grove says, you can relax and let go. Your path is guided, and so is everyone else's. It's a guided path. It may make no sense to us whatsoever. That's not the point. It's their path. Allow it to be what it is. Spiritual nobility is growing within you. The spirit of grace is softly unfolding in your life. Now think about the people who you know who are the most diplomatic. And that's not the go along to get along kind of diplomacy. It's the doing the hard work, showing up, asking the questions, but in ways that don't poke the bear. We got a whole lot of bear poking going on right now. Let's not go there. Stay the course. Stay the course with direct, honest, kind and loving feedback, statements of your own truth in ways that are least likely to provoke defense, all right? But it still makes a point. It still makes a point. Coming out from behind the tree there, she's not avoiding addressing things, but she's doing so in a way that fosters connection. Fosters connection. The spirit of grace is softly unfolding in your life. Kindly honor the truth of others, even if you don't agree or if you know better. The Creator knows the truth. And you still get to walk your own path. Even if someone is espousing something that is so off the charts in your mind, yes, hard to talk to someone who just wants to dump their anger on you so they can get rid of it and feel better. And you have the right to set boundaries with that. We can talk about this, but I really need you to lower your tone. We can talk about this, but I'm having a hard time hearing you given how vehement you are about it right now. Can we take a 10-minute break and kind of regroup and then come back and address this again in a calmer manner? You have the right, and it can be, I'm going to leave now. We're having a hard time talking about this in a way that is productive for both of us. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to take a break. When it feels to you like we could re-engage and be productive, come and find me. Set your boundaries. I got to share a little of this, I guess. So I heard a very sad thing the other day, and I waffled about, do I say something to the parties involved about this, or do I allow it to be what it is? And it was someone choosing not to do something that really would have been in her highest and best good, and being derailed by someone else's crisis. And this being a pattern of every time this person comes to a place of doing something that's in her highest and best good, a person in her environment creates an uproar and derails her off of that path. And even though this person can articulate that that's what happens, it still consumes her. And it still interferes with her living her best life. It's very sad. It's very hard to watch. And yet, it feels like this is the path. There's no other way for this person to have the opportunity to make a change, a fundamental change that will allow for personal growth. As long as this pattern repeats, everyone within it is stuck at the level of development where they are. And it will take one of the three parties in this triad making the brave decision to break the pattern for anything to change. I bear witness to that. It is what it is. It's not mine to fix. I won't turn away from looking at it, though. I'm honoring that this is unfolding yet again. And sending up hopes and prayers that, you know, at one of these pivotal points, someone in this triad will do something different. Will do something different. Yeah. So, that is our card for today. That is our card for today. Wise Woman of the Grove. So, let's tap into that elder wisdom, that crone wisdom. It's out there in buckets full. Let's avail ourselves of that wisdom. We need it right now, that divine feminine wisdom. So, have an awesome Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including breaking old patterns. Bye-bye.